Okay. For your next lesson, we're going to start combining some of the things that we learned. I'm going to go back to that same deck that I've been using for the initial examples. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. Okay. So we know a little bit about the creatures. And I did not mean to get rid of that guy. So let's find it in here again. H-E-A. Healer's Hawk. There we go. So we need a couple of those in there. So we know what a creature looks like. But it has some words on there. Some words like flying and lifelink. The cool thing is it tells you what those keywords do. Now if you've played Magic at all, you obviously know what these things do, but as a reminder for new players, you can always mouse over it and see what's there. So at this point, let's just go into a game and see if I can explain a little bit more about those phases. The first 3 phases happen rather fast. Everybody tends to shortcut. The actual phases are untap, upkeep, draw. Many times people shortcut that just to the draw step. Luckily the game will stop you if you need to address those things, but for right now, looking at this, I can see what my first 3 plays are going to be, so I'm going to keep this hand. And my opponent's going to choose to keep their hand, maybe or maybe not. Yep, they kept their hand. All right, so he skipped the untap and upkeep because there's nothing on the board yet. So I'm going to drop my land, and we jumped right to that main phase, the first main phase. So, first main phase, I've played a land. I am now going to play a creature. Creatures come in with summoning sickness. You can see these crazy little lines here that are radiating out from the center. That lets you know they have summoning sickness. So we went to our untap, upkeep, draw, and now I'm going to play because we're back in our first main phase. See how it kind of shortcuts that, so without actually sitting down at a table, you're not necessarily going to see or get all these things. So I've now gone to the attack step, declared attackers. I'm going to attack with all. They now have a chance to block, but of course they don't have anything on the table to block with. So now we go to the combat step, and now we jump right to the end turn. Well, before we go to end turn, rather, I have a second main phase where I could do something else, but I don't want to do anything else, so I'm just going to pass the turn. At this point, let's play another. Oh, look, it's going to be a mirror match. That is, he's playing white small creatures. I am too. So let's get to my phase. So now it's going to click. This is going to go to my turn. So now untap, upkeep, draw. We've gone on to the main phase, first main phase. I'm going to drop a creature. Luckily I have a flyer. He doesn't, so it's safe for me to attack. I could probably attack with this one too, because I don't think he wants to lose that creature just yet, but I'm going to play conservatively. That's not my habit. Yeah. I really hate having to hold back, but for the sake of learning, that's what I'll do. Now what the heck did he just put on there? Enchant creature. When it dies, return it to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. Interesting. So let's see, what do we got here? How about I do this, and I do this. I'm casting it during my main phase. So creature will gain flying until end of turn. So let's put that on there. We'll do this. And now all of them can attack, but I really don't want that one to attack, so we'll just do that. This has got to be frustrating for him. We'll see. He's at his first main phase. Here's a representation of the second main phase. Oh, look at that. Tremble before Zod. Yeah. I'm playing a pretty advanced deck to try to teach you with. Maybe I should back off and do an easier one, but that's a little bit about the phases, a little bit how the cards go. 6 minutes. It just seems too short. Let's do it one more time with the same deck. Now, there's no better way to actually learn how to play than setting down to play. So since this is a free open beta at this point, you can download this and play until your heart's content. Let's see, I do have a couple of lands. This is going to give me a creature. Yeah, I'll keep this one. So we jumped right to my first main phase, and I play my legendary enchantment. Legendary simply means there can only be one of those on the table at any given time. One on the table on your side at any given time. Your opponent may have their own version of a legendary card, but you can't have more than one. If you do, you must destroy one of them, unless you have something that breaks the rules. For every rule in Magic, there's a card that breaks it. So I'm casting an instant. Instants go first in, first out. Should have looked. Yeah, first strike. Okay. So there's crazy keywords on these that are just too difficult to explain. That is to say that I would have a hard time explaining it on here, whereas if we were obviously in person, we could sit down and talk about it, but there we go. Really hoping to get a land after this. Another thing that's happening here that I should probably mention is I'm passing priority. Whoever's turn it is has the option of controlling the turn and acting first, or determining when they act. So for some of these things, I have to pass priority. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. Okay, now it's their turn to react. Well, see how it goes so fast? It's difficult to describe it step by step. But a lot of times, nice, after they've done something, the computer waits for me to okay it. So let's do this now, and do this, and this. And do that. Arguably, this is a simple deck. It's only one color. Things move, or can move quickly. And what does this say? Mentor. So he can give another creature +1. Can attack or block alone. Interesting. How about I just deny you that creature? So I'm going to put it into exile, taking it off the board, putting it in a nowhere zone until those get destroyed or removed or whatever, and then they may come back. Sometimes things are exiled like this, where they're just completely out of the game. Well, actually this is this over here. Let's only attack with this one in the flying. So yes, the cards represented here are the two that I'm holding over here. A lot of times people forget flying. Flying is an evasion ability that when things on the ground, they can't block flying things unless they have a reach. Sure, I can take the damage. So I'm passing priority. I'm saying, okay, if we were sitting down at the table, I would be talking to the person and saying, this resolves, that resolves, etc. So let's see what we have. And holding instants at times like this are referred to as having combat tricks. So I'm going to attack with this one, attack with this one. They don't appear to have anything to block in the sky, so now let's give him a +2, and I will gain 2 life. And that should allow me to gain enough life to get a free angel. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Now let's see what they do. Do they kneel before Zod? Or do they fight till the end? Enchantments. Okay. Let's read that. Enchantment spells cost them 1 less. Whenever an enchantment controls put to the graveyard, put a +1/+1 on it. Okay. I don't think it's going to matter, but we'll see. He may have some enchantments. He already played some on my creatures. Yeah, there you go. What's he going to put it on, though? Of course he is. I still... Well, I want to say it's too late for you, buddy, but maybe not. There's 4 in the air. There's 5, 6, 7 in the air. Not quite enough to finish him off. And Mentor. So he's going to give another creature a +1/+1. Doesn't appear to have anything else. Yeah, I think I'm gonna block this guy. I'm passing priority there. And now it's my turn. Oh, look at that guy. I like him. 2. Nice thing about angels don't tap, or at least these angels. They have flying and vigilance. That's their little special ability there. So I can actually attack with everything, relying on a combat trick. If he does choose to block, I can give him a +2/+2. I want to make sure to get that life gain to pump this guy up. Like I said, these videos aren't designed to teach you magic all at once, but rather in little bite-sized pieces. So, every time you watch, if you get another little point or a little tidbit, it might help you in your, if you ever choose to play. So he's not going to do anything. He suspects something coming, I'm sure. So I'll just take it. And let it go. Because he is not tapped, I can choose to block with him. Or her, as the case may be. To declare an attack, you tap them. Oh, he's going to give that one flying. Nice. What else does he get? Ooh, 6, and he'll have lifelink also. Nice. I don't think it's... Oh, it will matter, because he's going to get 6 life off of that. Well, that's alright. Pass that priority. Could block. 6 plus 2. That first strike is flying, vigilance, lifelink. I think I'm going to surprise him by blocking. And then I'm going to give this a +2, +2. Gain 2 life, which will pump up my Johnny's Pride mate. There we go. Now what does this do? This will create a life-linking token. Yeah. What the heck? 2. And declare an attacker, declare an attacker. Now, he could have combat tricks of his own here, because he's got land free. But he hasn't shown me anything like that yet in his deck. I don't think you're going to be around much longer, dude. However, he might wipe the board or do something else. Can't assume that I'm going to crush him. Oh, yes, I guess I can. Yeah, there you go. Another lesson from Tibalt's Apprentice.